I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you love me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smiled, you look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right there.
Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. And I am your girl, Leo Rochelle. And we got none other than Auntie Sassy Bay, Gina Marie in the building tonight. It is us two, per usual. And we're hoping that you're tuning in, relaxing, and getting ready to enjoy your Friday evening with us because this conversation isn't like our normal conversations. Tonight we're talking about desire isn't automatic, it's built, while low libido might not be the problem. Okay? So that libido might not be the issue here. Hey girl, hey girl, hey
Hey,
honey.
how you
How you doing,
doing?
mama?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, honey bun. Excited for this conversation because I feel like it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
Um, how was your day today?
Today it was a long day.
Long.
I'm glad it's over with. How was your day?
Um, my day was a little bit of combination of a few highs and a few lows, but it was still a good day overall. So I'm not gonna complain. Still a good day overall. Um, and I've been looking forward to this conversation all day. I've been looking forward to the topic, but I also been excited too because today is the anniversary of PGC. We've been celebrating 7 years. 7 years today, y'all. 7 years today. And that is absolutely amazing. I am filled with so much joy, excitement, but also, if I'm being honest, I'm filled with a lot of uncertainty, but also it's not the bad uncertainty. It's definitely the um I'm excited to see how far we could go kind of uncertainty. Um so let's see. Is it still doing it?
No, not now. Because it was
Okay.
like making like, I don't know, weird noises in
Oh, it
between.
might have been that little reaction thing I was doing with the little clapping. 'Cause I can do those on here. But it does sound a little off when that little sound come on. So
That
that
was
might have been it. It's doing it now?
it's like the audio was jumping.
I don't hear it.
It's weird.
It is. Is it okay now though?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. It may be my earbuds, so if it keeps doing it, then I'll try to see without my earbuds. But I hope all is well with everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sounds like it's burping. That's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. Hey y'all.
Okay. Is it still doing it?
No.
Okay. I can't hear. Let me see. Maybe it might have been my earbuds. So I don't know. Is it better now though?
Yes.
Okay, it might have been my earbuds. But we gonna tap into this conversation. Thank y'all for letting me know because I couldn't hear it on my end. So I'm glad y'all said something. Um, thank y'all for letting me know. We're getting ready to hop into this conversation tonight. It is an important one. And I think it's really important. It's a really important conversation to have because one of the biggest things that we think about when we think about people not
being intimate or having the desire to be intimate, we automatically think it has something to do with our libido, or that it has something to do with um, our sex drive or any of those kind of things. And that's usually where the thought process goes when it comes to um, when we feel like we don't want to have sex, and we're
Yes.
trying to figure out like what's going on, what's happening, is is my girl broke? And I know that that's happened to me before. Like, is my girl broke? Is my boo, what's going on? Miss Mamas, what's happening? And
Right.
so um that had been a thing for me. And honestly, I had to do a lot of deep diving to figure out what was really going on, what happened to, or what was going on with my body, what was going on with my spirit, what was going on within my mind. And one of the things that I recognized is that I was just mentally overloaded.
That plays a big part. That plays a big
I
part.
have been mentally overloaded, exhausted physically, spiritually, financially, and in every way possible. I was exhausted and still trying to grow, build, do, show up, be present, and all of those kind of things. And so you recognize that while you're trying to do all of these life things and all of these events and everything else, you are burning the candle at both
Of
ends.
ends.
And even though it may not feel like it, that's exactly what it's doing. So I was concerned. And I was so concerned that I made a doctor's appointment because I'm
Oh,
like, what's going on? Um, since I turned 40, my hormones have been like umping, okay? They've been ready. They've been ready. And so to have that feeling of not desiring it, not wanting it, but also on the flip side, when I have the high highs of really wanting it, it will be like, but I ain't got nobody to call, so
yeah. Know that feeling.
cool. And then, I started dating again, and then it was cool, and then it wasn't, because that all of those overwhelming, exhausting feelings and things were still there, regardless of the connection and all of that other kind of stuff. So this was a real thing for me. And I was like, I don't know who picked, I think a couple of us, when we did the topics, I laughed because I was like, these kind of get in my business a little bit. These kind of getting in my business. And the I needed to stop.
Mm,
But it was also a good thing because it helps with us being able to have the conversations that are
right.
necessary and to give real life experience to the topic. Because if I hadn't dealt with that recently, then what would we be, how would I be adding to the conversation? Because I probably would have been like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Because my girl
Right.
been since 40, since before 40. So um but it has been a lot. So have you experienced those kind of moments and things like that for yourself?
I think I'm going through it right now. um, yeah, because it's like I don't really have the desire to want to be intimate with anyone. It's like, is it an age thing? Is it, like you said, something wrong with me? Especially if you have always had that high drive.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm just like, okay, maybe He's broke. Uh, or maybe I think it has a lot to do with everything that's going on in my life. It's just a lot of stress, a lot of
Yeah.
um because I have seizures, so a lot of medical issues that I have to deal with. So it's like everything that's intimate or anything like that, I think is my mind is saying, baby, you got to go on the back burner until we get this
Mm-hmm.
right here straight. And then once we get this straight, then we'll let loose. But right
Yeah.
now, but it still doesn't stop you from wanting to like wonder what's going on. What's wrong with me? Am I broke? And it's just not it. It's just life happens, and it's just that's one of the things that comes along with
Mm-hmm.
life.
It is. And I think a lot of times we aren't allowed the spaces to have these kind of conversations or talk about the fears of getting older, or our sex drive or all of those kind of things because, first of all, our parents didn't tell us about none of this,
Amen. Mm-mm.
and so now we're sitting here like, some go on, the older we get, we like, is my body falling apart? But then we realize, or when we get to our doctors, or when we have conversations with our friends or older women or other women just in general, then we start to learn that this may be something that happens across the board. It may not just be just because you've gotten older. It may just be something that that you never experienced, and so now you are, and you're like, that's what's happening.
Mm.
So one of the things that I did want to tap into initially, and first and foremost, is the myth of spontaneous desire, because that's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. The spontaneity of desire is not a real thing. So society treats spontaneous desire as the normal type of arousal, and it's not. Okay. Research shows that many people, especially women, experience responsive desire instead. And so I'm going to break it
Break it down.
down. So,
Damn.
spontaneous desire looks like, spontaneous desire shows up first, comes from internal arousal, and feels sudden or random. Okay. So
Okay.
you see your partner and you're suddenly turned on. That's spontaneous desire. This is what most of the time is portrayed in society overall, is the spontaneous desire. On movies and TV and all of those kind of things. They think that they put that out there in the world as though that is the
Norm.
the norm. Like that's the norm, or that's the only way that desire actually happens, and it's not. Okay? So, responsive desire appears after stimulation or connection begins and needs context, safety, and attention. So you weren't thinking about sex at all. It was nowhere near in your brain, in your atmosphere, or any of that. But after cuddling or kissing or emotional closeness, the desire built. Okay, built up. So this is why this matters. Um, People with responsive desire often think something is wrong with them because they don't feel instantly turned on. Being instantly turned on is what we think is supposed to happen in our bodies when when we are around somebody that we have a connection with, that we're dating, and all of those kind of things. So when our bodies aren't instantly turned on, we're like, damn, what's wrong? Do I not like this person? And then we go into this full inner brain spiral about
Mm.
desire and about the connection and about the intimacy and about the person, because I've been there. Okay. um and so for those that are tuned in, and you as well, Auntie Regina, how many people think their libido is low when their desire just works differently? Because that's a different thought process or idea about intimacy within itself and the thought of desire. Because
Good question.
I didn't know that it was different things. I didn't know that there were different categories of desire.
Right.
I didn't know that that was a thing. So now that I know that it's a thing, I'm like, oh, let me dive into that a little bit, because again, these are the things that we don't discuss. These are the things that we don't have conversations about, and that our older generation of women aren't teaching us, aren't having conversations with us about. And I also think it's not, it's also not a thing for men to even understand either. So, mm, I think that's crazy that there are so many ways that our body responds or that our body reacts to certain things, but a lot of what we see is kind of the surface level understanding of something. And as we navigate life, when the way we navigate life doesn't line up to that surface level or that textbook version of what we see, then we automatically default to there being a deficiency of some sort, or that
Right.
there's something fundamentally wrong because we're not responding in the way that we see the people in the porns or on TV respond. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn,
But
why
we
my
have
body don't do that?
to do that. We have to realize every situation is different. Everybody is different. And
Mhm.
we have social media and we have porn and everything else that's like telling people this is how it's supposed to look. And in reality, it's not. It can be something totally different because like you said, there are so many different categories of desire, and you may not be in erotic desire, but you might be in emotional desire, or so it just,
Mhm.
we have to get out of the norm of thinking what we see on TV, what we see on social media and porn is, oh, this is what I'm supposed, this is how my body's supposed
Girl.
to react. And it's not. It's basically people just got to understand point blank, how you desire is how you desire. You don't have to be this porn star or
Right.
take on this of a porn star to feel like you're
Right.
this. So just be you. I mean, a lot of time, a lot of people are attracted to people who are actually authentically themselves. And so people, they take on a facade of, well, hell, I think he wants me to be this porn star. So let me, get like this porn star.
Yeah.
And in reality, in your head, you're saying, this ain't me though. This is, and
Mhm.
it comes out. You can actually see when you're capping at the end of the day, because you're sitting up here trying to be somebody that you're not. You need to be authentically yourself.
Absolutely.
Just, you got to be, especially when it comes to desire, because baby, you're human. I mean, everybody's If God wanted all of us to have the same type of desire, then he would have made everybody a one stop. Okay. But he didn't. He made everybody different. So
I think also with what you just said about trying to be what somebody else wants you to be or desires you to be, I feel like one of the things that a lot of us do is that we try to adapt to our person, because our person may have different sexual proclivities than we have, and they may also have different desires or ways that they navigate or different nuances and things of that nature. So we do, as humans, adapt or adjust or kind of amend how we operate to take into account the person that we're with and their desires. So we do take into account those things. And you do it just because you care. You do it
right,
because it's a operational kind of thing where you adjust and adapt based on the person you're with or that you like or that you love and all of those kind of things. So that's why I think a lot of times we adjust, but in that adjustment, how how are you betraying yourself, your desires, what you want, how you would like to be treated, how you would like to be shown up for, and all of that. So
true.
it's it's definitely a lot to unpack when we talk about deep diving into sex and desire and intimacy in relationships. So that's a lot. Ugh. It's such a lot. Um, so I think I'm learning to adjust to understanding my own desires and being able to verbalize or communicate them to the person, because those are the kind of things that make the difference in how you show up and making sure that your needs are met.
True.
Um, I think I had grown so accustomed to being to myself and by myself that I never really practiced how to communicate my needs. I mean, I would talk about them, but not necessarily learning how to communicate. Remember, like we talked about on the last show about communication and things like that,
Right.
communicating. And I feel like what I ended up doing was being quiet for the sake of the connection
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily showing up for myself so that my needs were met and we both could navigate that space together. So, and I'm learning a lot about where I may have gone wrong in some places and spaces in relationship. And a lot of times hindsight is 2020. And that's a for real thing. Hindsight be 2020 a lot of times. So I don't really, but also I do appreciate the moments where things go left in relationship and
Mm-hmm.
in relation to someone else, because it gives you the opportunity to see how things unfold.
True.
Yeah.
True. True.
But those are just my thoughts.
But then you also got to realize that a lot of people think sexuality and intimacy are the same thing.
Hmm.
And there are two different things. And you don't necessarily need both of them at the same time. You can have one without the other. You just need to learn the difference, because sexuality is all about physical attraction, erotic energy, sexual expressions, and baby, you can do without having any kind of connection or anything with a person. But then when you get to the intimacy is about feeling deeply seen,
Yep.
safe, and emotionally connected with someone. So it's heart driven and it's nervous system based. And I didn't know that. And I was like, oh, okay. Because me myself, I used to think sexual and intimacy were hand in
One
hand,
and the same.
one and the same. But as you deep dive into it, you learn a lot because you were like, wait a minute, I thought they were the same, but then they're not. And so it's good to know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So then that'll help you in the long run because you'll be like, this is not intimacy. It's just sexual. I just want to do this just to do it. I don't feel no kind of deep connection or anything. I just want to get my rocks off and
I just want to get my rocks off.
see you later, alligator. But I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm really glad because it's needed.
Yeah. And I think it's important just because we don't sit back and think about those things. We don't sit back and think about what you just said as far as like sexuality and desire or intimacy being one and the same. Because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes that's how it's presented.
Right.
Even when we watch movies and we look at how they have sex at movies, and I laugh a lot of times because I'll be watching a TV show or a movie and I'll see some shit that they're doing sexually, and I'll be like, I ain't never did that shit, when,
Right.
when people
Right.
when people are having sex and then next thing you know they fall on the bed and both of them fall on the bed together. It's like, what position was y'all in that y'all ended up falling on the bed together
It's
like that? Or did y'all unhook and then fell on the bed together? But even still, one didn't fall before the other. So what was y'all doing? But then also, a lot of times now, the sex scenes look so fake. They
generic.
look rehearsed.
Mm-hmm.
They sound rehearsed. Back in the day, them sex scenes used to have you right here.
You be doing this. Ooh wee.
But now you can tell. And then just even with in movies, it just looks rehearsed. But I also think that may come with the older you get and the way that you view things or the way that you understand sex. I think that's when it starts to become like, man, get this shit off my screen.
Right. Because you'd be like, you know that in real life is not even gonna happen. Just how did they get from this to this?
Yeah.
And then it's like it's the fakeness of it, and you're just like, really? So
Because
you
if I'm gonna watch a sex scene, I want to watch a sex scene that makes me want to have sex. I'm like,
right.
damn, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, turn me on. Give me something that's going to make me think about, oh my God, do I need to pick this phone up and call Tyrone? You know,
What you doing?
hey boo, I need you to come
Come
through.
on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
All of
yes.
that. So, um, but it has become a thing where a lot more people are being open and honest about these kinds of things. We are paying more attention to how we navigate spaces with each other and how we show up for ourselves. And I know for me, and I think that's part of why my day kind of had the highs and lows that it had, was because I had the opportunity to recognize quite a few things over the last couple of weeks. And I think they kind of came to a head today with the celebration of things, the, like I said, 15 years in media, 7 years of PGC, all of the things that we've been doing, growing, and all of that. But then also recognizing that I thought at this point in my life, I would have been somebody's wife, but also if not a wife, at least somebody's little girlfriend or something. But um, and that's the realization of it all, is that as we get older, we are being more honest about how we show up, who we are, where we are. And I've learned so much about myself in this period of me being sat down that I don't want to not show up for me in the way that I need to show up for me. I want to
Mhm.
show up for me because showing up for me allows me to be honest about what I desire, what I need, what I want, how I want people to show up for me, and how I would like to be treated moving forward.
Right.
Because being a people pleaser, a former people pleaser, I still have people pleasing tendencies. And I'm learning against that because bleh, it's disgusting. And that's the only way I can describe it is ugh. It's disgusting, reflecting on how you allowed yourself to be in that space and not truly one express your needs, because we've talked about it on here before about me trying to navigate or figure out my relationship dynamics and things like that. So I'm trying to understand so much about myself, so much about who I was, who I am, and who I'm becoming.
Mhm.
And so in all of that, I'm like, but I'm still just a girl. And I'm still just a woman. And I just want to be treated all beautifully and cute. And I want motherfuckers to show up and be present for me. And I don't have to beg for it. And I don't want to have to pout and cry and fake nothing. My presence is a present. So where are my presents?
Right. Even with that, a question. Do you find yourself sometimes, even though you know what now you're learning what you want, do you find yourself sometimes like scared of once you get it, how you'll react to it? I mean, because for me, I know I do. Like I've been asking and praying God to send me somebody who is touchy feely, who is not ashamed to show themselves to you, just you know what I'm saying, just present. Whatever you need, they got it,
Mhm.
there. And now, because I've met a little friend and he's exactly that. And I am so like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. Because it's
And
like,
and that reaction comes from the fact that now, and I just watched a video earlier, oh my God, and it talked about the reason that we respond in that way is because now we have to allow ourselves to fully be seen.
mm,
We got to allow ourselves to fully be seen by that person because this is what we asked for. Now we have to adjust to being seen, because if we don't allow ourselves to be seen, that our default will then create a space for that good thing or the thing that we prayed for to escape us.
right, right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, get this shit off my screen because you up here
But,
reading my life and in my
but
business.
it's it's different. It's just like, you know what you pray for, for years and years, God, send me this, send me this, send me this. And then when he sent it, you know what they would say, you always be careful what you ask God
What you
for.
wish for? Yes, ma'am.
And it's like now, because I've never experienced a man like this, I'm just like, I'm kind of taken back. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side, it's like, but I like it. And so how do I, because this chick here has this nigga mentality. Okay, it is
You a
what it
real
is.
nigga. I told you that.
I'm a real nigga, for real, for real. But it's like I want to be in my soft girl era, and I want to get rid of this mentality, because I find myself sometimes when I talk to him, I go from Regina to Reggie. And then he'd be like, whoa, I don't want to talk to Reggie. I want to talk to Regina. And I'd be like, oh my God. Okay. Because like me and Moses would be talking. He'd be like, no, I need my pudding on the phone right now. I need to talk to her. I don't need my homeboy on the phone. And it's just like, I question myself sometimes. I understand this is all part of who I am, but it's like, how do I just say, you know what, child, just relax, let things be. You don't have to be this hard guy, well, girl. Just let it be. Just this is what you asked for. How do you sink into it and be like, okay, I'm just gonna just let it go? That's what I be finding myself when I'm sitting alone in my room, and I'll be thinking and be like, God, how do I sink in? I see it because this is what I asked for. So how do I sink into it and just let it be? Just don't overthink anything. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Just accept it and be happy. And in the back of my mind, I kind of think, okay, this is all, he's doing this until it gets me. And then all of a sudden it's going to fall off. But it's like, how would you know if you never go past where you at now to even get to the other side? Because this man might be this way all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Years and years later, you got the same man, but you're so scared. You want it, but you're scared to like, let me jump over this broom and go ahead with it. And that's where I'm at right at this moment in time. And it's just like, you got to get out your head. You can't think. And I think it's like you're carrying baggage from other relationships, and you don't want the baggage to come with you. But it's like when you get it, is, well, let me pick up this little baggage right here, and I'm going to just put just this little right here with me. And you don't need to do that. And
Hey, Judah.
Hey, I'm learning. I'm learning, but it's hard.
So I do think one of the things is that our makeup or our experiences have molded us to pause before we fall in.
Right.
It's like, because I want to fall, but I don't trust. I don't trust that you'll catch me. I don't know you enough to fully trust you, but I like how you're moving. And one of the things that my mom used to say is that you got to know somebody for 4 seasons.
Right.
For 4 seasons. And I've stuck to that. Like, if nothing else, and my mama then taught me a lot of things. But when it comes to dating, that is a rule for me. 4 seasons. Because I got to see how you act when you up, when you down, when
Right.
things are different, we're not on good terms. I need to see how you respond and how you act, because that's when your truest self shows up.
Mm-hmm.
When shit is rocky, when shit is funky, your true self is going to come out right then. When
Right.
you lacking, when you ain't got no money, that's when that real nigga finna show up.
That's the part. And people try to hide, which I don't understand who they actually are. And I think it's just to get that person, but it's like, how can you hide who you are if you're trying to get to know a person? Because with me, when I was married, I thought I married this one guy, this loving guy. And then when everything started coming down the line, I'm like, I don't even know you, sir. Who are you? I didn't marry you. Where's the man that I married? And it's like, but he kept that facade to get me. And once he felt that he had me and there was no turning around from it, the truth, who is
Hmm.
you?
And a lot of times, it may not, I think hardships bring about different characteristics of a person. They may have always been a part of who they are or who they were, but they just lied dormant because they hadn't experienced a hardship or they hadn't been experiencing anything that tested their character or tested who they really were. So you didn't really get to see that part of them. Even if it had been 12 seasons, you didn't
Right,
get to see that because they didn't hit hardships. They didn't fall on hard times. They didn't fall on or fall into the spaces where that part of them had to be present
right,
until it was present. And
right.
so even with all of that, trusting yourself and allowing Regina to move forward and be at the forefront of things, it takes time. It takes time because you're even getting to know this version of you.
That's true.
You're
That's
getting to know this version of you. You're getting to know this woman who has evolved and growing into love and into softness because you've navigated life a different way and now you're allowing yourself to navigate life this way. So you're
right.
still getting to know her, and I think the uncertainty comes in because you're like, I don't know how I'm going to be as this person with this person.
True, true.
So that's the way things kind of stack up as we're navigating the relationships and conversations with new people, and that shit is so crazy.
It is.
Judah
It is.
said, does trust come with being seen by someone? For me, trust comes along with the actions, not just whether or not you see me.
Mm-hmm.
So you could fully see me, but the way the actions line up and the way that I'm allowed, uh, the way the actions line up and the way that I'm allowed to be seen in that space. Because I don't know how you see me all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't know how somebody views you all the time.
Right.
So you may be like, well, I don't know. So I think the trust comes in. Trust is built.
That's
Trust
it.
is built over time. Trust
Through
is
consistency.
built with connection. Trust is built in conversation. Trust is built in action. So trust is layered. It doesn't just have, just because you see me doesn't mean that I trust you. Or just because I feel seen doesn't mean that I trust you. It means that I feel seen and I'm learning to trust you. So I think it's in layers. That's just my thought. I think it's in layers.
Yep, because it's like you got to have the time. You got to be consistent actions, emotional safety. All of this
Yep.
will bring about the trust uh, when it comes to building experiences with another person. And you got to understand that trust is built. A lot of people think trust is built by big moments, but sometimes it's built by small
It's
moments.
the little ones.
It's the little things that matter the most, and people don't understand. If you're a type of person who loves forehead kisses like I do, I think that is so intimate. To kiss me on my forehead
Mm-hmm.
is, and for your partner to understand this is what you like and they continue to do that,
Yep.
that is something that opens you up. You'd be like, oh, okay. You see me, you understand me, and
Mm-hmm.
it puts you in this different space. So then it's like it makes it a little bit easier to start trusting somebody because it's like they see you They value you. They value the things that make you happy. And that's just, I mean, for some people, like, oh, but right there, that small little thing of just a forehead kiss is really a big thing. It
Because that forehead kiss allows you to feel safe.
right.
It's not just that you feel seen, you feel safe and seen.
That's it.
And safety a lot of times is bigger than trust.
Right.
I feel safe with you, that will allow me to lean into trust. I
Yes.
feel
That's it.
safe, that'll allow me to lean into softness. I feel
Mm-hmm.
safe, it'll allow me to lean into wild girl territory. Okay. Because when you feel safe, you can relax.
That's
When you
true.
feel safe, you can show up with ease. When you feel safe, you're not overthinking. You're not in the space of overthinking. You're not
Yep.
in the space of feeling like you have to perform.
Right.
And that's what helps us to get to the trust. Because I could be seen, okay. Okay, I get it. You see me, but what else? Because I could be seen all day long, but if I don't feel safe,
Yep.
I'm still my shoulders is still up here. And my
Yeah.
body is still restricting, and everything within me is like, I know you see me, but nigga, I still don't feel safe. And
That's it.
sometimes that's the part. That's what people overlook or don't lean into. And then we talk about we talk about desire. Safety allows for that desire or those desires to unfold. I can't fully engage in sex or sexual intimacy with you if I don't feel safe, because my
Mm,
body is like, bitch, what we doing?
yep. But that also has a lot to do with your nervous system. And the people don't understand because your nervous system, it decides too what goes on because
Oh, baby, that nervous system gonna tell you before any other part of your
anything
body.
else. Because it's like you trust isn't just logical, it's your body, it's what your body senses. Your
Mm-hmm.
nervous system, it watches for signals. And it's just like the tone of the voice, the body
Yeah.
language, the emotional reactions, whether you feel relaxed or guarded around someone. So it's like people overlook sometimes the what the body is telling them, and so, you better listen to your body because your body can tell you a lot.
And
It's
your
like
body will go through those ups and downs.
ups
Your
and
nervous
downs.
system will go through
Yes,
those ups and downs
yes,
because you're like, okay, today was a good day. Today not a good day. Today was a good day. Today not a good day.
right.
Yesterday was a good day. Today not a good day. Oh, we had a good week. It's not a good week this week. And every day we've been arguing and we've been on top of each other's heads.
Hmm.
And now my nervous system is overloaded
Yes,
because there are so many ups and downs.
right.
Anisha said, trust the process. Now that you have asked God for it, now ask God to release Reggie and
Yes,
move Regina to the front.
yes, honey. Yes, yes.
Ramita said, baby, listen. When the one you asked for shows up, now you got to ask to grow into being seen and allow yourself to be loved. Ask me how I know. I don't have to ask you how you know, because I know how you know.
Mhm.
um, and Judah said that's true about hardships. And he said, thank you for this conversation.
You're very welcome.
Um,
Thanks for being here.
and does safety make the sex good?
Yes,
Safety allows for exploration, which will then make sex good.
yes,
If I'm not safe, or if I don't feel safe, and I don't feel I can trust you or myself, my body is
not gonna
restricted.
be. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't just mean my body, I mean every part of me, her too. She
Yes.
like, girl,
What you trying to do? What you trying to
no.
do?
She be like, girl, I'm not doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't care what you thinking, but this ain't it, and I ain't feeling this, so I'm not gonna show up. Call me when it's over, okay?
Right.
And that's when you got to pull out all the tricks. You got to pull out everything out the bag to make her show up. When
Right.
she's still like, all right, I'm gonna show up for a minute. I just came to dance for y'all, and that's it.
Yep. Become half
Because that's
ass.
what it is. She
Yep.
be she be in it for a minute and then be like, all right, I can't. So when we talk about all of those things, when we talk about the safety and trust and being seen and being heard and being understood, that's how we can lean into showing up and the desire is there, because the libido may not show up if
Mm-hmm.
all of those other factors are not there. And sometimes your libido might be there, but your body still might not feel safe. It does not feel like it can trust the other person. And it still is like,
I don't want to do it.
no.
It's somebody else.
And that body's still like, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we're going to talk about emotional labor, stress, and desire drain. So mental loads and libido. When someone carries constant responsibility, household tasks, emotional support, work stress, parenting, like we just said, their nervous system stays in a particular mode, and this mode is management mode. They are trying to manage
Mm-hmm.
themselves, the house, the bills, the job, the business. Their body is not into desire or pleasure mode.
Right.
They are trying to navigate figuring out all of the logistical things that they are not present in their body. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So desire requires mental space, relaxation, and presence. If I'm still in management mode, I am not present.
Mm-hmm.
If I am not relaxed, I am not present. I have no desire to be present or to be nasty. And I don't have the mental space, because where is that supposed to fit with me managing the house, the finances, the business, the job, the kids? You don't have no space for none of that. Um and so the stress activates the fight or flight response. And when the body is in survival mode or in management mode, the blood flow shifts away from the sex organs. Cortisol rises and arousal decreases. Your body prioritizes survival over pleasure. So your body does not have any desire to be pleased. It is trying to regulate you. It is
Right.
trying to maintain you. It is trying to bring you back from here to here. And because it is still in the middle, trying to get back to here, it's still a chore. So your body is still like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm trying to go from 10 to 5 and then get from 5 to 2 and 2 to 0. So your body is not allowing that. And then the other one, emotional labor. If one person feels like the manager of the relationship, they may feel responsible for everything, emotionally drained and unseen, especially when the person in the relationship shows up and trauma and drama dumps all the time.
Right.
I am trauma dumping. I am drama dumping. I am chaos, all of the things going wrong in my life, and I'm bringing it and putting it in your lap. So not only am I regulating myself when I'm already in survival mode, but not only am I regulating me, now I have to regulate me even the more, because now I have to stay so regulated that my regulation regulates your unregulation.
Right.
I have to be so regulated, and my body is spazzing out on the inside because it does not know what to do. So, uh, The question is, can someone feel loved but still feel too overwhelmed to feel desire?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Mm.
And that's a lot. That right there is a lot in itself because
Mm-hmm.
you can feel all the love that a person can give you, but it's like, baby, I love you to death. I just, at this time and moment, I do not desire you. I don't desire to be touched. I don't desire to feel any of this, but I love you. And it's sometimes people take it as, oh, you rejected me. You rejected me. You say you love me and I desire you. I want you. But because you're so overloaded, there's no desire to want to be touched, no desire to want to kiss anybody, no desire. You be like, why are you touching me? You're so irritated. And this the person that you love is doing their best to try to, baby, come on, let me give you a massage, let me rub your feet, some forehead kisses. But because your body is so overwhelmed, seriously overwhelmed, it's not regulating. And it's like,
And the mental space isn't there.
right. And you
You
have
have to have mental space to want
yes,
to even desire
yes,
those things. So if I don't even have the mental space, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Like you're not easing my load. So I don't
mm-hmm,
care that you are kissing on me, hugging on me, rubbing on me, touching on me.
right,
I still came home today and I still came home from work. I worked all day. I worked on business all evening. I made sure all of the kids were washed and cleaned and put to bed. I cleaned, I cooked, I did all of those things. My load isn't being lightened.
right.
So I could give a fuck what may be happening or what it is that you're trying to get me to do. But if you haven't shown up or made my load lighter, then I could give a fuck. And let me also say this and make this disclaimer as well, because I feel like sometimes when we have these conversations, we speak from our perspective and from our experiences. And everybody know I ain't got no kids. So the whole thing about making sure the kids get to bed and all of that, that's just an example of conversations I've had and what I've witnessed.
Mm-hmm,
But that does not always mean that that's the woman,
mm-hmm,
because there are some men who operate and navigate in that way as well. They work all day, they come home, they do all of the things to make sure the kids are taken care of, and they feed and they cook and they clean and all of those things. And then some woman may be trying to climb on top of that man, like, let's do it. And he like, girl, no.
and then she'd be like,
So
who is she? Who you sleeping with besides me?
and then that's the automatic assumption, because when a man does not desire it, we automatically assume that he's cheating, or we think that he may be cheating. Because why you don't want me? Why you? Well, because my load isn't being lightened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even care about me. You've been here all day. You didn't watch your stories. You didn't went to go get your nails done, your hair done. You hung out with your mama and your sisters, and ain't no dinner on the stove. The house still dirty. The kids dirty. All of the
Right.
things. And so that goes both ways. I don't ever want y'all to think that I'm sitting up here saying that women operate one way and men don't get it. No, I fully understand the fullest spectrum that these things can go both ways. It could be the
Yeah.
man showing up and the woman not. It could be the woman showing up and the man not. So
And
before
yeah,
y'all try to drag us, let me
and
make
we
it
have
clear.
to, because it's a misconception that it only goes the female way, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
not.
definitely a misconception, because that's not
It
it.
goes both ways. It can go both ways, and so people have to understand. Sometimes it's going to be the female. Sometimes it's going to be the man, and you don't have to jump to conclusions. Oh my God, you're sleeping with what, your secretary, or no? I'm overworked, heifer. You ain't doing. You just sitting up here doing nothing. I have to come home and
Not
cook.
sleeping with the secretary.
Girl,
Cheating in the
no.
next room. Uh,
Mhm.
oh, so one of the other parts that we don't actually talk about all the time is the resentment that builds up.
Oh, baby.
Resentment is often the silent killer. We resent people without expressing it. When we don't express or don't have conversations that aid in the understanding of one another, resentment builds. And resentment can be a one sided thing. I resent you for not loving me. I resent you for not cuddling me, not caring for me, not showing up for me, not calling me pretty. And all of those things can build resentment. I resent you for all of that. So now I'm frustrated. And that's what resentment is. Resentment is unexpressed frustration plus repeated disappointment. Unexpressed frustration plus repeated disappointment is what resentment is. So if I haven't expressed my frustration, plus you continue to disappoint me, now I'm resentful of you. And so
That
how resentment shows up sexually is people often say, I just don't feel attracted anymore. The real issue is feeling unappreciated, unsupported, and unresolved conflict. So attraction is deeply tied to emotional experience. So if you aren't having a well-rounded emotional experience with that person and you don't feel seen or heard, or you don't feel safe enough to express in order for you to be heard, then you end up with a lot of resentment.
that's true.
Um so it's very hard for somebody to feel sexually drawn to someone you feel emotionally disconnected from. That also includes initiation. If I don't understand you, I'm trying to learn you, I all of these things, I cannot initiate when I don't feel safe, seen, heard, appreciated, or desired. Because regardless of all of the other things, if I do not feel desired, or if I do not feel safe or seen or valued or appreciated outside of the nuances, then what does that bring me to? Being resentful. And also, if I'm already at my capacity for all the things going on, then yeah, it's gonna be a lot of shit not getting done.
Baby.
But um here are some ways that you can build desire intentionally. If desire doesn't appear automatically, couples can create the conditions for it. And that means you care because you are really actively working to build the conditions for the relationship to still grow and evolve and change. And that's what matters. Desire often builds from anticipation. So flirty messages, affectionate touches, emotional closeness earlier in the day. And what people fail to realize and address is that foreplay starts way before the bedroom. Foreplay starts in conversations and how you show up and what it is that you're doing and how you go about doing those things. Because just because you licked and kissed on me does not mean we have foreplay. And it does not mean I'm mentally prepared to show up for you sexually. So, um, emotional safety is one of the top things. Like we said, safety is always going to be important.
Yes.
So people relax into pleasure when they feel respected, emotionally secure, and free from judgment. And then safety lowers anxiety and opens the space for arousal, but also presence. Desire struggles when people are distracted, mentally overloaded, and disconnected. Connection helps the body to shift into pleasure mode. So even when you may not have all of the other factors there, having connection and safety and foreplay outside of the bedroom will help to stimulate the economy, so to speak.
Yes.
And and it'll help for those spaces to open up to be more palatable for that person to say, you know what? hi, how are you?
Yeah.
You know, you can lean in then. If
True.
you've been flirting with me and the foreplay is there and I feel safe, even though I may be mentally overloaded, I still feel safe and I still feel desired. And we've done the foreplay. Even if you might be irritated or at work and they keep sending you these flirty messages or cute little shits, after so long, you're going to be like, okay, let me not be a bitch. Let me not be a bitch and
Yeah.
lean in, you know. And then you start to unravel some of those things in your mind because this is your person.
Mm-hmm.
I connect with this man, cares about me. This man, you know what I'm saying? And so then you can get back into the thought of the connection being at the forefront of things. So I think those are the things that people need to be focused on and really truly lean into that.
Yep.
I don't know who that is. um, I'm glad you care.
I know who
um,
that is.
oh, cause I'm like, I don't know who that is, but hey. Um, but leaning into those things will allow for you to take your guard down, truly open yourself up, truly lean in, and then reflect on the person so that you can have the conversations about what it is that you're not feeling or how you're not feeling seen or desired, or even talking about how heavy your load is, because if
Yes.
you aren't expressing
Yes.
it, then that person doesn't know, so they cannot show up for you in a way that you may need them to because you haven't expressed it, and you've built up this resentment because you haven't expressed it but have the expectation for them to understand.
That's true. That's true.
So
That's
it's a lot. It's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers
but it
to
also
all of that.
comes down to people's. I'm always gonna say it always comes down to communication. You have to have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to have the conversation, especially if you're in a relationship and the other party is feeling like you're not desiring them, not wanting them because you're overloaded, you
Hmm.
sometimes you just gotta like, baby, sit down. We gotta have this conversation. Look, I am so overloaded with everything that's going on at work, at home. I need a little help. And if you want me to give you a little, you know what I'm saying? Give you a little something,
A
something.
little
I
Miss Nasty time.
yes, I need you to lighten my load. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Just help me get to a space where I can get my desire back and want to be, intimate with you, wanting to be the person that you need. And it's like, but if you don't speak on it and you just be like, look, I don't feel like it, don't touch me, I don't want none of
Yeah.
that. I don't need none of that right now. I got too much going on. That it comes down to how you say it. It comes down to I'm just going to go back to communicating. You have to communicate. You have to have these hard
Yeah.
conversations. And a lot of people are so used to, I'm just
Avoidance.
going to deal with it and they're going to avoid everything. And you can't do that. You have to communicate, baby. You got to do it. Oh, help
Exactly.
so we can help so we can hump. I ain't mad at you, love. I ain't mad. Help me, baby. Help me.
Listen, help me so
Yes.
we can hump. It's
Yes.
a for real thing.
That's it.
Um, and so we're gonna redefine what low libido is, because low libido isn't always a biological thing. Like I said, I thought my libido was low and I was planning to go to the doctor and all of those kind of things. But it's not always biological. Sometimes it is situational.
Mm-hmm.
So the possible influences to low libido could be stress, sleep deprivation, relationship conflict, medication, and hormonal changes.
Mm-hmm.
Once you reach a certain age, your body starts changing hormonally in ways that you did not know it was doing or changing. Women over 40, our bodies are constantly changing.
Man.
We and we are not over exaggerating when we say this. We literally have one normal week a month, okay? One normal one. The other 3 weeks is a crapshoot, okay? Because I can tell when it's gonna be that good week. Cause my attitude be different. I be good. I don't be feeling like I want to cry no more. I don't be feeling like I'm ready to to lay in the floor and eat warm bread until I can't eat warm bread no more. That good week be good. But then I have them weeks where I feel mean as fuck. I be wanting to be mean. I be wanting to rip motherfuckers' head off. Stop fucking talking to me. Like, I be a gangster. Like, stop fucking talking to me. Don't look at me. I be angry.
What you looking at? Stop looking at me.
Listen. And then that other week, I be ready to hunch. I be ready.
Yes,
It be
yes.
that week. The good week leads into the hunching week, or somewhere they kind of together. The good week and the hunching week is kind of together, but then you be out here ravenous during that hunching week, so you don't have no common sense, none whatsoever. And then then you kind of get back to normal, and it start all over again. And so we literally have one normal week a month because our bodies are so hormonally focused. But as we get older, our bodies are changing hormonally so much that it is insane. And we gonna talk about some of these facts that I've learned recently about a woman's body as they change as we get older. And I was like, hold on, ho. Because nobody told me. And one of them is that your girl could tighten up so tight that you got to go to the doctor for those kind of things. But also, the inners and outers can shrivel up. Baby, it was so much information. I was like, I didn't need to know that about her. Put it back. Put that book back on the shelf.
Put it back on the shelf. Put it back on the shelf.
Put it back, because I didn't need to know all of that. But the important thing becomes, is the issue physical, emotional, or relational? So you have to decide or figure out why the libido is low. Because it could be physical, it could be emotional, but it also could be relational. And so we do have to tap into that and understand how we are showing up in that space. And desire is contextual. Desire responds to the environment.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel emotionally safe, my stress levels is low, my physical health is decent, and the relationship is good, baby, I'm finna hunch you like nobody's business. You easing my mind. You making shit easier for me. Our relationship is good. We can talk. We can navigate the spaces, the weird spaces, the heavy ones together, and we can get through that shit. And I feel like, you helping me get my physical together, and that's good. Because, when that heart get the pumping, that blood get the flowing, it's going to flow to the right places. Because what happens when you stress? The blood flows opposite, away from the organs. When you relax, that blood flowing to it. So help me get right. Relax, relate, release. Okay. That's
Release,
what Whitley was talking about. That's
Release,
what she was talking about. Relax, relate, release. But pressure also kills desire too. And that's another layer that we haven't really discussed or talked about, but it is very true that being pressured or feeling obligated to perform does not allow for that person to show up fully in who they are. So if someone feels obligated, their body often shuts the fuck down. So there's that. If I
especially
feel obligated,
especially a girl. It just
your body will shut down. Um, because desire thrives in freedom, not in expectation. So
mm-hmm.
because I feel free to show up or free to do the things that I want to do, and I don't feel obligated because you want it, or because there's the expectation just because you showed up that you're supposed to get it. But what if I'm not in the mood? Or what have you done to put me in a mood that I want to show up or be present for you in that way? Um, but also again, there is the heaviness of expectation. Because now you feel like you got, not only do you feel like you gotta show up, you also feel like you gotta um not only do you feel like you have to show up, but you also feel like you have to perform or overperform
Yep.
because you this person may have this expectation of you. So it takes away the fun, it takes away the ability for you um to flow. And that's what sex is. That's what sex and desire and intimacy equate to: a flow, ease, relaxation, pleasure, peace. All of those things happen when you are in alignment. And we forget to talk about alignment all the time. But one of the things that I have learned more than anything is that if you are not in alignment, all of the other things that are necessary for a relationship to feel safe, or you to feel seen, or for you to feel like you want to step into desire, it will never happen. You will constantly be chasing the desire to want to show up or want to perform, but there is the nervous system lock.
Right.
Life lock. That's what I'm gonna start calling the nervous system. Life lock in this bitch. Because if that nervous system is not at a point where it is actively relaxed, or it is constantly in a roller coaster of emotions and feelings and shit, baby, you might as well forget it.
Yeah.
So understand that emotional connection will always fuel the attractions, and that the emotional connection and safety is what allows for people to move into those spaces of wanting the intimacy.
Yeah.
Somebody want to get down and dirty with you. They want to dirty wine on ya. They want all of that. But if every time you show up is filled with emotional baggage, and their body is always having to tighten up before it relaxes, it's exhausting.
It's very, and you have to look at it like this. Pressure, it asks the body to perform, and then pleasure, it asks the body to relax. And your body cannot physically, emotionally live with both of them at the same
At
time.
the same time,
It just cannot. So it's like, baby, don't pressure me into wanting to do something that my body is not wanting, because you're gonna get this. Let me do this. You're gonna get this, and then you're gonna get this. But it's like, let me want to have that desire. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you force someone into doing something, a lot of people do it with, well, girl, you just don't never give me none. We're married and we're never doing anything. I might as well cheat. So you gonna use the factory that on someone.
On top of what they may already be
Already
feeling. They
going
may already be
through.
feeling guilt.
Right. You don't, at this point, you don't know if they're, well, I know I need to be taking care of my husband and or my boyfriend, but right now I got so much on my plate. I can't,
Mhm.
I don't have the desire to do that. And I don't
Yeah.
want to half ass it when I do it. So it's like, I'm going to put it on the back burner. I'm going to put it on the back
Or
burner.
I'm gonna wait till I feel better. I'm gonna wait till I'm in a better headspace. I'm gonna wait.
Right.
Or I'm gonna wait till we actually have a conversation about sex and desire and all of those kind of things because I want to make sure I'm showing up the right way.
Right.
Because it is a thing.
It's a big thing. It's a big
It's a
thing.
thing. It's a thing. And yeah, I don't think that people recognize how hard it is sometimes to show up or to be present or to get out of your head
That part.
because of what life is showing you or how things have showing up in your life at that moment. But it is hard. It is very hard to navigate those spaces. And so we be trying to learn, we be trying to do all the things that help us to show up and be present. But it is hard. It is a really hard thing. And I don't think people fully give other people the credit, um, or give people the understanding that they may need in order to fully show up. I think that has become one of the biggest issues in communication and just overall understanding of sex and intimacy. Like, I don't think people get it.
That's true.
I don't. I don't think people get it. I don't think people are willing to understand or even willing to try to understand what ways the lack of emotional safety and care and concern, how they show up sexually for people.
But you
So
got
it
out.
gets hard.
It gets hard, but a lot of people are not, like you said earlier in this conversation, we're not taught this. We're
Mm.
not taught to be able to emotionally understand what another person is going through when I have this desire for this woman or this man, and here they are over here. They're so emotionally drained, but it's like
And disconnected. Yep.
disconnected. They're not even, we're not taught this. We don't have these type of conversations, which we need to have these type of conversations, so, because there's people out there who feel like that, and they sometimes they feel like, well, am I the only one? I'm not
Hmm.
the only one feeling this way. So it's good to have these conversations. It's good to bring these issues to the forefront, and then people, are not out there. Well, I'm the only one. No, baby, you're not the only one. It's a lot of
Hmm.
people out here feeling the same way. It's just they're scared to talk about it. They're scared to express it, and it's like, so they deal with it.
And a lot of people are afraid of the rejection. We don't ever really talk about that.
Right.
People are afraid of the rejection that may come when they say, hey, let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Or help me to be able to show up better for you. Because sometimes that's a real thing, is the rejection. The rejection factor is a real thing. Sorry. Um, the rejection factor is still a thing that's there too. The guilt, the shame, the rejection, all of
Mm,
those things play a part of what goes through a person's mind even before they're able to have a conversation with somebody. So a lot of times we have to try to work to give grace in instances where things are a lot more intimate and personal,
right.
because when we enter a conversation of that magnitude, we do have to be mindful of how it's addressed or how it's presented. You don't never hold on.
Ah!
Hold on, who you
Hold
talking
up,
to?
shorty. Hold up, shorty. Wait a minute.
It's the way that it's addressed, and if you address it in such a manner, that person is really gonna be like,
And I ain't gonna never do it again. So now what?
so
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Guess what, y'all? Guess what? We
What's
gonna do a
up?
whole shit tonight. We is gonna finally do a whole shit
Hey,
segment.
hey, hey.
And this is whole shit. But before we get into the segment, I do want to address a few things. So I do want to let y'all know what whole shit is before we get into the conversation. Okay. I want to clarify that whole shit is not about glorifying reckless behavior or even calling women out of their names. Okay. Whole shit is about unlearning the shame that many of us were taught about our bodies, pleasure, our curiosity, our relationships, our choices, and our experiences. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
this space in which we have these conversations, it is about honesty, growth, and the real experiences that women or I have navigated when it comes to love, intimacy, sexuality, and self discovery and relationships. So sometimes the stories are funny, sometimes they're messy, sometimes they're what the fuck moments, and sometimes they are very, very healing. But they are always honest, and that's what whole shit is about. Okay. I definitely wanted to make sure that I had an explanation and that I told you all what whole shit was about before we tapped into it on tonight. Okay? Because what I don't want anybody to walk away thinking is that this is a segment that is calling anybody out of their name. No, this segment is about who? It's about me. It ain't about nobody else. This segment is about me, and I may at some point have people to write in and talk about their experiences when it comes to certain topics and things of that nature. But I definitely want you all to fully understand why it is what it is, but it is about a woman in growth and learning and unlearning. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Wrong video. Hold on. Round one. All right.
Mm.
So tonight. Oh, I'm nervous. This is my first one. This is my first one. Be gentle with me. No, I'm just kidding. But so this is whole shit. The part of the show where keep it real about the wild, the reflective, and the grown lessons that come from both. Okay. So since we are talking about desire and things of that nature, I decided to share a little bit. Um, that there was a situation that I was in where technically there was nothing wrong. There was a connection, all of the things, but um like I said earlier, I mean, I've talked about some of the things as we've been talking about desire, because I did have to make a doctor's appointment, because I did think something was wrong with me, because I did really become concerned about how I showed up sexually, how I showed up mentally, how I showed up in every way possible in this connection, or in this, I can't say it was a relationship because it wasn't a relationship. But one of the things that truly, truly triggered me was because I have always been a woman that is willing to explore, willing to tap in and figure it out. And I'm willing to try anything once, twice to be sure, three times to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. Okay. And that's who I've become, and that's what I've learned. But even over time, I started to regress back into my bubble. And so in this situationship is what I will call it, is that I wanted to show up. I wanted to be present. I wanted to initiate, and I wanted to be the wild and all the things that we would say or talk about, or all of those kind of things. But when the opportunities presented themselves, I'd be like, never mind. And reason being would simply be because of the overthinking, because of this person's nuances, because of this person, or the way this person is activated, or their desires are activated. And eventually, over a period of time, what it created for me was a space where my body would shut down, where my body would not show up, where I couldn't show up, where I would just be like, I don't want to have sex. And if we do have sex, you're going to have to initiate, because I don't know what you want from me. I don't know how to show up in this space. But it never felt safe enough to address it. It never felt safe enough to have a conversation about it. It never felt safe enough where I could actually say, I really want to be a monster. I really want to be a throat goat. I really want to be uh Leo the dominatrix, whatever. But I cannot, because, like we said, I was emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually overloaded. I was actively still building my brands, PGC and the Leo Rochelle brand, while navigating life's challenges. Still trying to show up for myself, still trying to be present, still trying to physically show up. And also, they would show up with their baggage.
Mm.
So for me, I vowed to myself that I will never be in a space where my body is telling me something consistently, and my body is showing up and telling me every time. I will never betray myself in that way again. I will never not be in alignment. I will never not pay attention to my needs in a situation moving forward. When you betray yourself consistently, your body does not know how to trust you. Your mind does not know how to trust you. You don't know how to lean into yourself in order to understand what you enjoy or what you like in those spaces. So it makes it easier for you outside of those kind of situations or relationships Now you question yourself when it comes to every fucking thing. You are looking for outside validation because you now don't know how to trust your own thoughts or your own feelings, or you aren't willing to take risks anymore because you are so in your head about everything. The lesson, though, in all of that is to never betray yourself.
Mhm.
Trust what you feel. Trust what your body feels. Trust what your body is telling you. And when it come down to sex, trust what your organs is telling you. Okay? Because if that thing ain't doing what she normally be doing, baby, listen. Baby. Okay. Um, if she's not showing up, you don't want to show up. And then in the midst of, you are constantly thinking,
Mhm.
should I moan? Should I say something? If I say something, what should I say? Because I don't want to sound stupid. Because, you know,
Mhm.
trust what you feel. And it does not mean that the person is a bad person. It just means that you aren't aligned with that person. And alignment is going to be the key factor moving forward in everything. If we are not aligned, if we are not safe, I don't care. I don't give a fuck how much I like you as a person. If I do not feel emotionally safe, fuck you.
Mhm.
And it's okay to not be in alignment with everybody. You can like a person, you can love a person, you can still show up for them. But a lot of times, if we are not in alignment, we would end up fucking somebody who we were supposed to build a business with. We will end up fucking somebody who we were supposed to be best friends, or we were supposed to build a friendship, or we were just supposed to be in connection to help each other build our network. So paying attention and being in alignment and not being so willing and open to hop into a connection just because it feels good. No, pay attention. Be aware, be present in those experiences, and don't allow yourself to betray yourself so much that you are a willing participant in performing and not actively actually showing up. So, the lesson in all of that is that sometimes the problem isn't your desire, it's not your willingness. Sometimes the problem is the conditions you're trying to experience that desire in. Um, And even though we don't listen, our bodies are smart enough to know the difference. So tap in, tune in, and listen, because that's where the real answer is. Okay? All right. And that's your whole shit for tonight. Okay? All right.
All righty.
Listen, y'all, it's going to get real with the whole shits. I'm telling y'all that now. It's going to get real. It's gonna be a little rough some nights. Them whole shits be a little. Cause I done rolled a lot of them, but because this is what we was talking about, I'm like, let me go ahead and tap in. Let's talk about it, okay? Um, and even I think a lot of times, even the most confident woman or the most confident person navigates those kind of spaces or navigates those kind of things. So we gotta know it's okay. Everybody ain't out here porn star activated or porn star levels. That it's okay for you to have a normal sex life. And it's okay for you not to always know what's happening, but you do have to pay attention enough so that you don't make the same mistake again. So, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I paid attention. I'm glad that I navigated the space differently. And I'm glad that I'm willing at this point to express it, even though it's still very fresh. So, because I feel like I gotta get this shit out so I can be out here glowing and be all whimsical and not just be a whimsical real nigga. Okay. I want to be whimsical, like fully whimsical. I don't want to be a whimsical real nigga. I mean, ain't no wrong with being a whimsical real nigga though. I think they gotta kind of live in the same space together. So, but whimsical real nigga shirts coming soon. Okay. Um, but yeah, that's where we at with it. How y'all feeling? How you feeling, boo?
I'm feeling good. I'm loving this whole conversation.
Me too.
I'm loving this conversation. And
Me
I'm
too.
loving the feedback that we're getting from our audience. I thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah. I think sometimes we just have to stop trying to talk about the raunchy, and
Yeah.
we don't always talk raunchy. Like I don't even think we've really gotten that raunchy at all on here. I mean, we could, but I don't think we really have. I think the conversations that we have had always end up being informative and very like real life experiences
Right.
because even if we are out here being raunchy, there was a lesson in it or there was something tied to that raunchiness or something. It
Right.
was something that so I think we've had some really great conversations on PGC After Dark across the board, but I definitely feel like lately the conversations have been a little more grounded, a little more real, and a little more open to um, who we truly are.
Right.
I think that's been the biggest thing for me, though, and I love it. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
more of the conversations, and I hope y'all are too. I hope y'all excited. And we
They're
really
more
thank y'all for tapping
relatable.
in, spending y'all
They're,
Friday with us.
they're
Um,
more relatable, and people can actually be like, yeah, this, I know what they're talking about. So,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And I love this. I love that that we can take the cape off and really just talk about who we truly are as women and who we truly are in these spaces. But also, fellas, we want y'all to come on here too. We want y'all to tap in with us because we want to hear y'all side. We want to hear y'all input and all of that good stuff. So if you would like to be a guest, um, I am going to drop our form link in the comments. So you can be a guest on PGC After Dark. Our link will take you to a form. You can fill it out and uh, 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 uh. um hold on. I'm trying to get it. There we go. But or you can go to our link tree. It's also on our link tree. So you can go to I can put the form here, or you can go to our link tree. It is hold on, I can put that up. Wrong thing. Um, here we go. There we go. If you click the link here where it says join our email list, if you screenshot this, you should be able to tap that QR code and it'll take you to our link tree where you will see the link for the guest form on our link tree. And then you would be able to fill it out there. And then that way you can tap in with us and we will get the email once you fill out the form and it will allow us to review your information. It'll allow you to also go to our Calendly and you will be able to pick a date that you would like to come on the show. And then we will follow up with information on what the show topic will be about on that day and time and all of that good stuff. Okay. So, like I said, I was over here building systems and stuff, which is why I was mentally overloaded. But but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good reason. Uh, So I think that's all we got for tonight. I think that's all we got for tonight. Next week we come back. Auntie Regina gonna do her segment. It's gonna be bomb, and I know it. So be prepared for the moving forward after next week that you will see our segments and we will be having our conversations per usual. So let's just have a good time, guys. We hope you are enjoying the conversations and let us know what things you would like for us to talk about here. If you got ideas or topics that you would like for us to address, shoot us a inbox if you're friends with myself or Regina, or you can again send us an email, PGC After Dark podcast at gmail.com, and we will get back to you. Okay. Or you can send the email to the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast at gmail.com or the Fat Girl Chronicles at gmail.com. We got all kind of email addresses, so you can't say you couldn't get with us. Okay. We got several. PGC Media Code at gmail.com. Connect with us however you need to. But we are here. We have all the ways for you to connect with us. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and check us out on all of your podcast streaming platforms because that's where we are and that's how you can check us out. But also, keep in tune. We got really dope stuff coming up with PGC. And soon you will see 2 new shows popping up on your timeline and feed on the PGC platform as we continue to build it out. And check us out on TikTok because starting in 2 weeks, I will be going live with podcasting information throughout the day so that you all can, if you are looking to start your podcast, the information that I give on our TikTok will start to help you with some of those things, okay? But more information coming on coaching and all of those dope things from yours truly in podcasting, courses, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned. And our store is open, but I got to fix something before y'all can go on there, okay? I just learned about it today. So I got to fix it before y'all can go on there and get the purchasing. But you can always go look at it, shop.thefatgirlchronicles.com. Okay? All right. I think I gave y'all everything. I think that's it. That's all. Yeah, shop.thefatgirlchronicles.com. So if you need anything, go look on there. And then once y'all know it's live and well, then y'all can get the ordering. But it's up and it's getting ready to be stuck. So we hope y'all have a great evening. We want to thank you all for tuning in and enjoying this conversation on this Friday. We thank you for your time, your energy, your comments, and all of the dope things. We thank y'all. We ask one thing before you go, though. Whatever you do, always keep it sexy, classy, and cool. Because anything else will be uncivilized. We love y'all. We hope y'all have an amazing evening. And we about this thing, y'all.
Bye.
Trust. Dependence. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said.